Hi guys, this is our February prayer video, and as you know, prayer is an essential part of the Christian life. It's a recognition of our dependency upon God. It's the oxygen that we breathe in the spiritual life. And so I want to really encourage you as a life group this month to make prayer a priority. Get hold of this Vodcast and use it as a tool just to foster prayer together as you gather on a weekly basis. I've just got 4 things that I'd like us to pray for this month. Firstly, I'd like us to pray for the whole area of how we as a church demonstrate the kingdom. As you know, we've been going through a whole series looking at caring for the poor, praying for the sick. I want us to pray that this wouldn't just be a sermon series that was great at the start of 2013, but this would be something that gets hold of us in our hearts, and each one of us as a church is changed by the reality of God's kingdom love for the poor, the marginalised and the broken. So in a moment I want you to press the pause button. I'd love you to pray that God would come and do something in your hearts. Why don't you pray that God would get hold of you, arrest you with a fresh love for the poor, the marginalised, those falling through society's net. So press the pause button now. Really practically, on this whole same theme of demonstrating the kingdom, I'd love us to pray for, as we move towards launching as a CMA Debt Advice Centre, please pray for the volunteers. They're currently going through the training that we need to go through. Pray for all of the practical setting up of the CMA centres. We want to do this with excellence. We want to do this in a way that honours both CMA but also the people that we're going to be serving through this. So please do pray for all of that. Pray also for Gavin and Fiona. As you know, Gavin is going to be taking a huge step of faith come April, giving up his job, looking to serve us for a year. And I want to pray that God would richly bless Gavin and Fiona and Maisie as a family as they take this huge step of faith. So press the pause button now and pray for those really practical areas of how we're looking to start demonstrating the kingdom. Great. Well, the second area that I'd like us to pray for is the whole area of our youth ministry. It's been wonderful over this last year seeing the way that God is adding young people to us. Look around on a Sunday morning and you'll see lots of young people with us. It was great at the last baptisms to see a couple of teenagers being baptised. God's doing something wonderful amongst our teenagers, and I want us to start by praying that God would just continue this work of fruitfulness amongst our teenagers. Let's pray for many more young people's coming on a Sunday morning to the Life Youth Group and to the Hub and to the Crossing. Let's just pray for a fresh surge of young people getting connected with us. So in a moment, press the pause button, pray for a fresh surge of fruitfulness amongst our teenagers. Excellent. I'd also like us to pray very specifically for Jake Tucker and the team that he's got who are serving our teenagers really well. Let's pray for them. Let's pray for God's refreshing to be upon them. Serving in this way on a weekly basis, it is demanding at times. I want to pray that God would richly bless them, but also that God would give them fresh creative ideas, fresh ideas from heaven that would unlock doors into new communities of teenagers. So let's pray for this. Pray for Jake, pray for the team, pray God's richest blessing upon them. Press the pause button now. The third area that I'd like us to pray for is the launch of the Stamford congregation back into Queen Eleanor, but into the afternoon slot. We're going to be meeting in the afternoon. I want us to pray. This is a really big step of faith for us, and I want us to pray that very quickly lots of new families, lots of new people would be connecting with us as we make these changes, as we really press into God, believing God that this is His solution for us at this time. So please, can I encourage you to press the pause button and make this a massive area of prayer, that God would come through for us on this one as we relaunch the Stamford congregation. So press the pause button now. Excellent. Well, Well, the final thing that I'd like us to pray for is on the 23rd of March, we've got some more baptisms. Now, that's a Saturday, and we're looking to have a special celebration in the afternoon with some great worship, and then testimony stories of people who want to be baptised, and then celebrating together as people are baptised and setting their course as disciples of Christ. Let's pray for these baptisms. The last one was an amazing time of God just touching people's lives and celebrating what He's already doing amongst us. So I want us to pray that this would be a really glorious time for the people who have been baptised, but also for their friends and family who come to support them. So it's the 23rd of March. Get that date in your diary, but let's pray for lots of people to be baptised. And if you've not already been baptised, I want to encourage you to make the decision to consider being baptised. Jesus said those who would follow Him would be marked by baptism. And so I want to encourage you, if you've not been baptised, grab me on a Sunday, drop me an email, and I'd love to explain more about what baptism is all about. So press the pause button now and pray for these baptisms that are coming up. Guys, thanks so much for praying. Thanks so much for trusting God with what He's doing amongst us. Keep pressing into Him in prayer, believing Him for some big things. Prayer really does change things. And so I want to encourage you to keep pressing into God in prayer. God bless you all. See you soon.